Hello everyone. In my previous video, I have shown you how to create the cluster in Google Cloud Platform. So once my cluster is getting created, we need to connect with the cluster. And to connect this, I have provided you the slide over here, like create a cluster. Then you need to select is a zonal cluster or the regional cluster. And after that, you need to choose is a public cluster or private cluster. So once the cluster has been created, then you need to open a new shell, then copy the command to connect with the cluster. So to connect this, click on the connect and copy this command and put it here. So once you put this command, it will ask you to authorize it, and after authorization, you will able to connect with the cluster, and from here you can manage it. Like you can run the all kubectl commands, kubectl get pods. So if you have any pods created in the environment, you can find the pod list, or if it's not there, you can get the node command. So through that, here I have 3 node created in the uh, Google console here. So this is the way which I mentioned in the PPT. Copy the command, go to the next to the cluster, and then paste the command, and then you can run the kubectl option. Apart from this, another option to manage the cluster is a G Cloud console. You can download the Cloud SDK on your laptop or virtual machine from where you want to manage this. So download. So once you download it, you need to install it, and after installation, you need to authenticate your project from here, and then you can manage your resources, which is in uh, Google Cloud Platform, and you can manage it from the. So it's a downloading. Also, I will provide you the link uh, in the comment box, so you can get it from there. Or also, I will provide this link in the PPT. So this PPT you can download uh, from my website, is a techizone.co.in. Okay, this is the link to download the Google SDK. So once it's downloaded, you can run this SDK. So just double click and run it. It will take some time to download, and after that, you need to just next, I agree, then next, or you if you want to use this for all users, so as per your requirement, you can run it. So just downloading, and it will take some time to in a time being is getting created. We'll go to the cloud shell, and from cloud shell we can run all the linux based command. So through the linux command is required to manage uh, Kubernetes or the nodes. So you should have the basic knowledge of the uh, Linux commands. If you don't have the Linux command knowledge, then I will provide all the commands in my video, as well as in the PPT, as well as on the website. So you can get it from there. I will provide all required Linux command for Kubernetes. So like if you want to check the current working directory, that is pwd. Also if you want to check the files like ls is a basically ls is the current file. You can find it here. Go path. This is my git directory, or also it's a ls minus a or ls minus l hyphen l is it will show you the landscape view. These are the commands. Also, if suppose you have a git directory, I have created some YAML files. Actually, YAML files are required to create the Kubernetes. Through YAML, we can create, or we can also create by using the command lines. So first, I will show you how to create a Kubernetes or is a pod using the YAML file, and how we create the YAML file. Is a YAML is a language, uh, yeah, is a markup language type. So we need to write a file, and once we run that file, it will create the pods in the Kubernetes. So I just copy this link, and we need to clone our directory over here. So to clone it is a git clone, and then we need to put the directory GitHub link. The web link is https github.com, and the your repository name, and then press it enter. So once you put it already exists. So this is the command, and here to run all the kubectl commands, like I have a kubectl, and along with kubectl we can run the commands like get command, create, apply, describe, execute, or delete. Also, if like I'm running a command kubectl get, what I want to get, that object. So is object name. So whatever object I want to get, like I want to get the kubectl get pods. I want to run the kubectl get nodes, kubectl get services, kubectl create node or create pod name, and after that I need to put the pod name. So this is the basic thing. So how what commands we can run with the kubectl. So it's a just an example for that. And in between, we'll check that is still our cloud CLI is running, installation is running there. So once we have get a clone of our Git repository. So in the Git repository, you can see we have three files that uh, if I will see, so I can see it to the ls-l, and after that the folder name which is in the repository name of the Git. So it's a k8s2, and here you can see pod curl YAML, pod without port label YAML, and pod with port. So first, the very first, we will create a pod without port label. So for that, if I want to check what are the codes I have written over there, we can check through the cat command, cat, and then file name. So how to write the code on YAML is a first API version. I need to provide the API version, which API version I want to use. So always we use API version v1, and then kind is a what kind of resource I want to create is a pod. Then metadata. In the metadata, I need to provide the name of the web server, specification. In specification, like is a container or container name or the image. So here I'm using nginx, inx, alpine image. Okay, so these are the basic details of that, and This is my YAML file which I have saved in my Git repository, and this is the code. So if I want to see the codes, I need to go to there, and the cat command using, we can copy this file name and paste it here. So it will show you no such file or directory. cd key 2 k8s2. Okay, now again I am running this YAML. Okay, now we can see there's a API version v1, kind pod, metadata, name, web server. What is web server? Is our pod name. Okay, and container name is web. So once it's done, uh, we need to run this to use the run create the container. So how we can create a container? We need to run a command kubectl space. What we are going to create. So create hyphen f, then pod, which file we are going to use to create the cluster, then we need to provide the file name. Is a we all I already did copy that. I will paste it here, pod without port label YAML, and I will press the enter. So error, tracing pod without port label, error, converting YAML to JSON, YAML line 3, mapping value are not allowed. Always remember that if you are creating a YAML file, it will take the space also. If you are creating any YAML file without giving proper space in each line, it will not uh, allow you to run. So for that, first of all, I need to check that the space and all things, and I will run this code again. So what is the issue? I have not put a space over there. So just I make a space in every column, and now I am going to save this, commit changes on my GitHub library. So once it's done, I will again make a sync git clone, and now it's cloned with all three files. And again, I am going to run the create command. Again, it's a praising error label, converting YAML to JSON, line 3, mapping value are not allowed to contents, is a line 3 on the metadata. So I need to make a space over here in the line 3. I have made the changes in that. You can see the version over here is a nginx, is a space was not there, also is a space required between the hyphen and the name, and version v1 is a web server or nginx. So now I am going to create it again. So first of all, I need to use the same command, kubectl create hyphen f, and then my YAML file name, just creating it. So it's showing that pod web server is created, and once the pod is getting created, then we can check it like kubectl get pods, kubectl get pods. So it will show if any pod is running, is showing that web server pod is running. If I want to see this the on the wide range, so we can use this hyphen o with wide, and you can see that one IP is assigned to this pod if I want to describe this pod is a kubectl. Now I'm using the commands which I mentioned over here, like create, get, describe, execute, or delete, like that. So here kubectl describe, then what you want to describe, you need to describe the pod. The pod name is this one. Need to paste it here, and it will provide you the description of the pod in the details. You can see it over there. If you want to see the last 10 lines or the top 10 lines, then you can use tail or head with pipe command. Like this is the command, use the pipe, and tail is a tail. You will get the last 10 lines, which is here. And if you want to get the first 10 lines, then G8. Okay. Also, if you want to enter inside the pod, is a command kubectl execute, and then is the either you can use hyphen I space hyphen t, or along with it, then space and the web server which you have created. That web server hyphen sh. Most probably it's not in use. Error must be specified at least one command for the container. Okay. So again, it's a error unknown flag sh kubectl execute. So I also can use kubectl it, and after that I can use hyphen c, and it's a web. Again, it's a showing sh command. So maybe it's some due to the some update I'm not able to run this, so I can see run kubectl execute help here, and I can get the options hyphen q to quit kubectl execute. Okay, again kubectl execute, then pod, then I'm using pods, pods slash is a web server, and then is a after c container, and the flag is web, and hyphen sh. Oh, I'm not using space over here. Okay, so I have executed it. Now we can check get command ctl get pods. So status is running. Oh, you can see that using the YAML file we have created a pod. And before I quitting this session, I need to tell you one thing, that always first we create a cluster, and inside that cluster we create pod like this. We have created the pod inside the cluster, And inside this pods, we run Kubernetes. Uh, we can see is a containers, is a Docker containers or anything. So this is the architecture. Basically, in the next video, I will explain the whole architecture, how pods, Kubernetes are located in the environment and how it's getting connected to the IP addresses and how we can use the load balancers, services and deployment. So watch my next video and also comment me here if you like uh, or also share this with your friends. So thanks for watching.